Hey crafters, it's Leo with Dreaming Tree, and today we're crafting up some holiday cheer with our Enchanted elf bag. This adorable little favor bag features a jolly elf face, and it's designed with little hands in mind, perfect for crafting with the kids during, say, Thanksgiving or Christmas break. With minimal tiny pieces and super simple assembly, it's a great way to spend some quality time creating something sweet and festive. Whether you're filling them with treats or using them as party favors, these charming bags come together quickly and are sure to bring some extra sparkle to your season. All right, so let's go ahead and put together our cute little gift box. We're going to start with this black layer here, and you'll notice that these two layers are quite similar, with the exception of this one having the cheeks cut out. Okay, so we're going to put the one with the cheek cutouts on top of this color here. And if this is the first time you're crafting along with us, or if you're crafting with your kids, just be sure to let them know to take it easy on the glue. Less is more, and this glue does quite a bit of heavy lifting without having to put too much on there. Now, one problem with using too much glue is, well, glue's wet, and you know what happens when you get paper wet? It tends to warp and it almost doesn't work. Okay, so I actually glued these two together first, which is not a problem. Next, we're going to take this and glue that onto the black layer. So the same thing applies. If you're more comfortable just doing little dots of glue, that's perfectly okay. You can do that as well. Again, just take it easy on the glue. And I'm just kind of using the ears as an initial guide for placement. And then, of course, the crown portion. It looks kind of funny right now, but the reason you're seeing that is, number one, to make things align easier, and also to sort of build up the crown a bit. Okay, so now that we have that, we'll take this brown layer, and we're going to add some hair. We've obviously extended it a bit, just so that getting everything aligned is a lot easier and sort of second nature. Doesn't require any thinking, really, just some focus. Okay, get those lined up. You can see, I love that we've added these little single line cuts to add detail to the hair. Really just adds so much detail with pretty much no extra work. All right, next you're going to grab, in my case, I have a yellow glitter. If you're not using glitter, that's okay. Any yellow will work, or if you're using a gold foil, that's fine too. Just bear in mind that anytime you do use a glitter and you have to put cardstock on top of it, that may take a little extra time for things to kind of set and grab. So if you're doing this with kids, I would maybe avoid using glitter and just stick with cardstock. It's typically a lot easier to work with. There we go. And then we're going to wrap that up with the red portion on top of the glitter, or the yellow part. And I just know from experience that this is going to take a little bit longer to grab and to set. Get that lined up nicely. I can already tell it's kind of squirming around on me. It does not want to play ball. But again, if you're using cardstock, it's not a problem. But if you are using glitter, one thing I like to do is just give it a few seconds, make sure that it's at least starting to cure and starting to set, and then take this and just slide it under your mat and let gravity do the work, the rest of the work anyway. Okay, we'll worry about that in just a minute. Let's take a look at the actual box structure. It's one piece with an extra little liner for the inside. I've got everything pre-folded. And as you can see, I used these solid score lines with my Caesar Juliet, which I am loving lately. So we're going to take some glue and place it on this tab here. I like to spread it out. You don't have to. Just like to make things everything nice and clean. You can take this and actually fold it down flat, and then grab the other end. Literally just pop it down. Since it's a symmetrical piece, it will fold just like you see it here. And you can literally just press on that tab and hold it. Give it a few seconds, and there we go. Okay, next, we're going to flip over here to the bottom, and we're going to close this up now. And you'll need to apply glue to the 3 remaining tabs, like so. And I'm going to do the same thing, just kind of dab that glue out to the edge. You don't have to. I'm sure the kids would love that if you tell them to do that, but you don't have to. And then close this little lid, we'll call it. Make sure you line it up with this edge here and make sure it's centered. Press that down. The other 2 sides should just fall into place. Then you can take it and flip it over. And here's where a little dowel comes in handy, so you can push down on those tabs to really help them get a hold. There we go. Let's take a look at the seams. Look great, well done. And then you can take a little bit of glue, throw that on the tabs and a little bit on the inside. This piece is going to slide right in there. It's going to cover up the tabs and also just sort of reinforce this for us, make it a little bit stronger. There we go. And while we're waiting for that other piece to set, you'll notice that there's a series of little circles down here, and we have 3 of these circles. 2 are the same size, 1 is a little bit larger. This larger one is the little pom-pom for his hat. These 2 are going to get glued to these little spots that we've marked for you. We did that just to help you get everything nice and centered. So Mr. Elf looks nice and symmetrical. And just a single dot of glue should do on this. There we go. Pop that on there. We also have these little holes here. Those are going to be for the handle, and we've included a couple little donuts to reinforce these little pieces here. Even though I'm using a red pearlescent paper, which is much thicker than your standard cardstock and pretty unlikely to have any issues with ripping, but it's also a nice aesthetic touch. That green and red, the quintessential Christmas colors, that looks very nice. Okay, let's take a look at our little elf now. He seems to be all put together. We're gonna take and apply glue to the entire back of this, and we're going to adhere him to this green piece, which makes up and adds the little collar and the hat. Line that up as accurately as you can. I'm using the ears as my focal point. Just make sure that those all match up nicely. Press that down. And then finally, I'm going to take our remaining yellow piece, throw a little dot of glue on that, and that is his little pom-pom. Make sure that that is aligned correctly. There we go, beautiful. And there he is, okay? So finally, all that's left to do here is glue our little elf in place. And you'll notice that we pretty much need to put glue on the entire elf, minus just the very edge of the pom-pom, which is fine. If you get a little bit of glue on that, it's not gonna hurt anything. You may see a little bit of glue on the back of this, kind of just poking out if you are staring at it from behind, but either way, the glue does dry mostly transparent. And let's just do our best to line up the elf with the shadow of the hat, as well as the little point on the, well, I guess it's not really a crown, it's just his hat. There we go. You can put that down on your surface, push down from the inside to help the rest of that make better contact, sorry. And there he is. Now, finally, you can sort of decide what you want to use to create your handle. I think the quickest thing would probably be just, you know, some pipe cleaner, Chanel stems as they're called, and maybe pick a color out of this color swatch. So you could go with a yellow You could go with a green. I think a yellow might be nice. And this is very simple as well. Just a matter of, I'll show you here in a second. Let me get this opened up. I have a nice collection of yellows to choose from. I think I'm going to go with that. There's some darker ones. There's some golds. Another thing you can do if you want to just have some fun. Oops, that was kind of short. And I would probably trim these a little bit, but if you wanted to make them a little bit thicker, what you could do is take two and just kind of wrap one around the other, like so. Or you can just get some ribbon, get something semi-thick. Okay, so that is kind of fun. And obviously I would wrap that a little, be a little bit more precise with it, but you get the idea. And then what you want to do is take one end and poke it through the outside, and then either, I would fold it up like so, okay, and then start to sort of curve it. Okay, so obviously we're going to need to trim this a little bit. Trim it to size, and then you can poke the other side through here, and once you have it trimmed to size, you can, technically what you could do is get it to the right height. I think that looks nice. I don't know if I'm going to go with this color scheme, even though it's not too bad. And then just take a pair of wire cutters, and you can literally just trim it right here where it's kind of sticking up beyond the red part. And that's it. Super simple solution for a handle. So that is going to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this cute little festive project. Hope your kids enjoyed it as well. If you enjoyed this video, please visit us on our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. All of our content is available exclusively at Creative Fabrica. You can purchase files individually or get access to all over 1,000 files with a one-time yearly membership fee. It's their all-access membership. So anyway, happy holidays, and as always, I look forward to crafting with you again.